Welcome back, air tennis fans. Today we're going to introduce you to one of our international athletes from Africa. He primarily plays and trains on red clay over there, and he's just started his college tennis career in the States here, which you guys know primarily plays on hard court tennis. We've been working with him with the AR Tennis app into discussing strategies with clay versus hard, how to open up the court on a hard court versus clay court, discussing the attacking kind of style that you see on the U.S. College circuit here on hard court, where people come to net a bit more, hit flat through the court a bit more, versus clay, they stay back a bit further, use angles to open up the court. So we're going to share that information with you in a three-part series named Clay versus Hard Court Tennis, utilizing the AR Tennis app, and also introduce you to a couple new features that we added to the Tennis Essentials product of the AR Tennis app as well. So stay with us, tune in for the next couple of series. It's going to be fun, and we'll talk to you soon. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about court positioning relating to hard court and clay court tennis, and typically how far off the baseline pros are playing on clay court versus hard court.
Now we're going to take a look at a couple clips with Carlos Alcaraz, and in particular we're going to look at what's court positioning on clay court versus hard court tennis. How far off the baseline he's standing on clay versus hard, and also his court positioning on returner serves versus hard court tennis. And then also, does he take a step forward after he serves to get aggressive, or does he take a step back to get neutral on the point, clay versus hard court tennis? We're going to use the AR Tennis app's feature, Tennis Essentials, which is our hologram tennis court here to help us go through these strategies. We've pulled in a couple clips from Alcaraz here on our YouTube player that we overlay on the live environment as well. So in this particular case, the blue racket here is going to be Alcaraz, Zverev in this particular case here. So what you see here, this is a returner service. Alcaraz at the top of the screen. He's a good 7-8 feet behind the baseline. He's going to hit that ball heavy, okay, deep. His first ball is going to be deep over here, backhand return, kind of pushing Zverev deep here. Okay, he's going to slide over here, getting court positioning to the forehand corner, which is what he wants to do, and hit heavy balls back to the backhand here, kind of pinning Zverev in this backhand corner. Okay, and then he's going to look for a ball here and then go inside in to move Zverev here, earning himself a short ball here where he can then step up and actually finish with a drop shot here. So one of the strategies in clay court tennis that Alcaraz uses all the time is getting this inside out forehand court positioning here, where he can control the court with the forehand, okay, with the inside out, and then use the inside in to move Zverev a little bit and create space over here that can do something with. So let's play the clip here. There's the backhand cross, inside in, and finishes with the drop shot. Next thing we're going to take a look at here is one of the other big things we talked about on clay versus hard court tennis is the bounce height. So this is due to how much spin the players use today, and the court surface makes the ball bounce higher. So one of the strategies that pros use is that they hit the ball high over the shoulder, okay, getting out of the strike zone of the player, earning himself a short ball, which they can then step up. So in this particular case, again, Alcaraz here is the blue racket. He's going to hit heavy here to Zverev's backhand. Okay, he's going to get the ball above the shoulder of Zverev, which he's going to earn himself a short ball right about here, which he's then going to step up, and he can hit an inside in and really do some damage when the points from over here. Okay, so if we play this clip here, you can see high ball here gets out of the shoulder, gets the ball inside in. Okay, and then you hit the winner here. So as we've been talking about, the rally, how far off the baseline the players play in clay, it's really due to the spin players want the ball around the chest level. This is where they're strongest, and they can actually do some damage and get some weight behind the ball. When it's above their shoulder, okay, that's where they get into trouble, and they often give short balls, which then the other person can come up and attack the ball. So standing 7-8 feet, 6-7-8 feet off the baseline in clay allows the ball to drop down to around the chest level, which they can then hit solid back, okay, and get neutral on the point, and then wait for the short ball to come in and attack the ball. On hard court, it's actually a little bit different. So you'll see here in these next clips here, okay, where, let me pause this when we get right to the point. Okay. So you see Alcaraz here, the top screen again. He's going to hit the serve. He's actually going to get inside or at least close to the baseline, okay, and look to get aggressive immediately. So his serve here, okay, he's going to serve in this particular case. He's here, okay. We're going to pull this over. So he's going to serve and immediately get inside. Look to get aggressive immediately on this versus clay, which you would step back a couple feet to try and get neutral on the point. So we play the clip here. He's inside the baseline here. Okay, doing some damage right away.
He had break points in the third set to get a break. Wasn't able.
So that's one of the biggest differences of hard versus clay court tennis is that players are way more aggressive. The ball obviously doesn't bounce as high in clay. They can step up, get 3 feet off the baseline, 4 feet off the baseline is an average rally height. And then from here, they can attack the ball, hit a little bit flatter through the court, okay, versus clay court tennis where they try and get the ball, use angles to open up the court and hit higher over the person's shoulder. This next clip here just shows the kind of the height differences. If we play this, we're about 3, 4, 4 or 5 feet above the net here, which is definitely lower. Even Alcaraz here, lower over the net, driving through the court. There's then clay, he'd be a good 5 or 6 feet over the net. So again, just the differences on clay versus hard. Clay court tennis, usually they're about 7-8 feet behind the baseline, hitting heavy balls, using angles, okay, here, okay, angles in here, that they can pull the opponent off the court and create space, okay, over on the other side of the space by pulling the person off the court, okay, earning himself neutral balls here. So for example, Alcaraz is here, he hits a forehand cross court here, pulls Zverev, let's say in this case over here, he's looking for a ball neutral, okay, we can step up and hit the inside out to the other side. So that's how they create space mostly on the clay court stuff. Now on the hard court stuff here, let me go back and we'll change this. Okay, so on the hard court stuff here, what he's going to do is he's not going to stand 7-8 feet on the baseline. He's going to be closer to 4 feet or so, 3, 4, 5 feet behind the baseline here, hitting a bit flatter. So this ball, where he could use angles obviously, may hit the ball through the court more, and because he's hitting the ball a little flatter, okay, through the court, he's going to push Zverev back here, earning a short ball again, which then he can go on the opposite side here. But the difference is he's looking also to come forward, okay, a bit more on the hard court versus the clay court stuff. So he's looking to push Zverev deep back here, earn himself a short ball, come in on this ball here, and when Zverev comes over to pass, he's already here, okay, and then fouling the ball away, which you see a lot on a hard court tennis of all the top pros.